If Niccolo Machiavelli were alive today, he wouldn't be writing dusty manifestos for college students to misquote. He'd be invisible, yet unstoppable. No podcasts, no TED Talks, no threads. He wouldn't be on your feed. He'd be inside your mind. The world is drunk on attention, but Machiavelli would get high on obscurity. He'd run entire empires while everyone else chases likes. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how he'd do it. Not with platitudes, not with quotes, with strategy, with psychological rules so sharp they don't just cut, they cauterize. These are 21 laws of control, power, and psychological dominance, filtered through the mind of a ghost who never left the game. Let's start with this. People don't see the world as it is. They see it as you make them see it. Rule 1, always let them underestimate you. Today, everyone's screaming to be the smartest in the room. Credentials, opinions, confidence on full display. Machiavelli would walk in late, quiet, and let you finish your performance. Then he'd say one thing, just one, that changes the entire direction. He wouldn't shout. He wouldn't correct. He'd wait for silence, then drop precision like a guillotine. Let them think you're weak. Let them think you're unimportant. Because underestimation is camouflage. It makes them slow. It makes them sloppy. And that's when you strike. Clean, quiet, final. Rule 2, charm is more dangerous than truth. In a world addicted to being real, perception still runs the show. Machiavelli wouldn't waste time proving his ethics. He'd master the art of being liked. He'd mirror your language, laugh at your jokes, offer praise just sharp enough to sting later. He wouldn't need to lie. He'd simply control the narrative, not by changing facts, but by changing frames. Remember, people don't follow honesty. They follow the version of you that flatters their image of themselves. Rule 3, confuse on purpose. Clarity is overrated. Predictability is prison. Machiavelli would mix cold distance with moments of disarming generosity. Some days he'd be silent. Some days he'd say something that haunts you for weeks. You'd never be sure who he really is, and that's the point. People obsess over puzzles, and when you become the puzzle, they become predictable. Leave them guessing, and they'll never look away. Rule 4, show the results, hide the mechanics. Everyone's posting receipts. Machiavelli? He'd post results, nothing else. His work would be out there, undeniable. But how he pulled it off? Hidden. He'd let people believe he's lucky, or blessed, or lazy, until they realize too late they've been outmaneuvered. Move in the dark. Reveal only when the game is already over. Rule 5, build the perfect mask, then let it slip. Perfection? Forgettable. Flaws? Addictive. You build a persona, cool, measured, brilliant. But then, just once, you let it break. Maybe it's an outburst. Maybe a confession too honest to be strategy. Suddenly, people think they've seen the real you. They haven't, but now they need to. And they chase that glimpse for the rest of their lives. Rule 6, talk less than they expect. Every word is a weapon or a weakness. People over-explain because they fear being misunderstood. Machiavelli feared nothing but exposure. He'd speak in sharp fragments, then go silent. And in that silence, the room would get louder with their own insecurity. When you speak with discipline, people project their fears onto your stillness. And now they're playing against ghosts you never had to raise. Rule 7, be a mirror until you're a knife. One moment, you reflect comfort, agreement, neutrality. The next, you cut. Not loud, not messy, just a removal of presence, approval, support. Machiavelli knew you don't beat enemies with attacks. You beat them with confusion. One compliment before the betrayal, one shared smile before the move. You weren't an enemy. You were the safety they forgot to question. Rule 8. Make them feel safe until you take everything. Want to destroy someone? Let them believe you're harmless. Nod. Agree. Praise. Let them think they're guiding you. Let them relax. Then move. Fast, surgical, irreversible. They won't even realize what you took until they're left with nothing but the echo of trust. Rule 9. Give, but only to make them dependent. Don't offer help for gratitude. Offer it like a trap. Solve the problem they can't. Calm the storm they can't navigate. Become essential, then disappear. Not with anger, not with blame, just absence. The most painful kind of power is the one you never beg for until it's gone. Rule 10. Turn favors into chains. Every act of generosity can become a debt. Machiavelli didn't give out of kindness. He gave so your pride would owe him. Then he'd wait, say nothing, until you begin to tilt toward him, trying to rebalance the scale that's already welded shut. People will destroy their own dignity just to pay off a debt they can't name. Rule 11. Make them betray others for you. You don't ask for loyalty, you engineer it. Let them talk badly about someone in front of you. Let them bend one rule in your favor. They think they're bonding with you. They're binding themselves to you. The moment someone compromises their values for your approval, they've handed you the strings, and now they'll protect the very betrayal they performed because it would hurt too much to admit they did it for nothing. Rule 12. Don't attack alliances, infect them. Machiavelli wouldn't storm the gates. He'd whisper through the cracks. A look, a question, a perfectly timed "did you notice?" He'd never tell you your friend is betraying you. He'd make you wonder it. And doubt is stronger than accusation because it grows on its own. Alliances don't fall with war, they fall with whispers. Rule 13. Use their insecurities as levers, not whips. Anyone can insult, but Machiavelli would understand. He'd see your wound and press on it gently. You've always been a survivor, even when people didn't take you seriously. It's a compliment laced with doubt. And that doubt pulls you toward him because he gets you, not as you want to be, but as you secretly fear you are. You don't defend yourself. You open the door wider, and now he's inside. Rule 14. Never be seen holding the knife. Be the ghost behind the decision, not the face making it. If someone needs to be removed, let them self-destruct. Feed both sides. Plant questions. Let chaos rise and exit the room just before it breaks. No blood on your hands, just new power in your pocket. Rule 15. Say nothing. Let them fill the silence. In every conversation, there's a race to fill the air. Machiavelli would always lose that race on purpose. You insult him? He stares. You lie? He nods. You expect a reaction? He gives you quiet. And in that quiet, your words start to echo back. You start revealing too much, trying too hard. You fall into your own noise while he watches, untouched. Rule 16. Be unpredictable, but only when it matters. Machiavelli wouldn't be chaotic. He'd be inconsistent with purpose. He'd forgive offenses that deserve fury and destroy over slights no one else noticed. Why? Because predictability is a leash. If they know how you'll react, they'll tailor their attacks. But if they never know which version of you is walking in, they can't game plan, they can't manipulate. Fear is born from uncertainty, and the man who can't be mapped is the one they dare not move against. Rule 17. Make your absence louder than your presence. You want to dominate a room? Don't always be in it. Be the standard. Be the echo in every decision they make. Let your past influence become the shadow they measure everything against. A look you gave once, a critique you offered once, it lingers. They second-guess every win. They triple-check every move. Your ghost is louder than their advisors. And you? You're somewhere else, shaping new worlds. Rule 18. Never threaten. Let them invent the consequences. Threats are clumsy. They expose desire. Machiavelli wouldn't say, "I'll ruin you." He'd pause. Look, step away, and let your imagination do the torture. You'd spiral. You'd panic. You'd wonder who he's talking to, what he's planning. And that fear, that's the leash you put on yourself. When they fear what you might do, they obey what you haven't even said. Rule 19. Delay your revenge until it becomes art. Weak men lash out. Machiavelli waited. He watched the rot grow. He let you dance in comfort, let you laugh, let you think you won. Then one day the floor fell out. Quiet, final, not revenge. Control. Because when you delay, the punishment becomes myth. They tell stories about it. They don't just regret crossing you. They regret ever doubting your silence. Rule 20. Become a system, not a man. Machiavelli didn't want to be loved. He wanted to be embedded in the policies, in the rituals, in the habits of powerful people who didn't even realize they were echoing him. Stop being a brand. Become a blueprint. Teach people how to think like you. Embed your voice in their decision-making. So even if you're gone, they move like you're still in charge. You don't just rule, you replicate. Rule 21. Make them afraid to say your name. This is the final form of power. You don't trend, you haunt. You don't post. You're referenced in hushed tones. You don't fight for respect. You exist at such a level they fear invoking you. Not because they believe in magic, but because they know what follows. When your presence becomes too heavy to name, you've reached something beyond influence. You've become atmosphere. So where does that leave us? In a world where everyone's trying to be loud, visible, liked, Machiavelli wouldn't just walk the other way. He'd vanish and still win. He'd never need to trend. He'd never need applause. He'd move through networks, whisper through boardrooms, trigger shifts without fingerprints. No shouting, no begging, just control, wielded in silence. You want to learn how to win in the modern world? It's not about charisma. It's not about status. It's not about playing fair. It's about knowing exactly when to speak and when to disappear. It's about studying people so precisely they reveal themselves without you lifting a finger. It's about understanding that the deepest kind of power isn't force. It's influence without permission. The loudest person in the room is rarely the most dangerous. It's the one who doesn't need to prove anything at all. So ask yourself, who are you becoming? The face in the spotlight or the force behind the curtain? Because one wins applause, the other wins control. And if you're ready for more strategies like this, real psychological tools, no fluff, no sugarcoating, subscribe. Because here, we don't just talk power, we engineer it. See you next time. Or maybe you won't. But either way, you'll feel it.